So yeah, so after Denver, what was the wait like? And especially also that was, we went into the summertime and there were all sorts of a few rallies here and there and movements and gigs and things, right? Everybody's waiting. What was that like for you though?
It didn't feel like waiting in the summer because we hadn't got into waiting. We just knew that nothing was going to happen in the summer. Really, after we thought it was going to happen fast, and we were hoping it would happen before the Pride celebration. And so right before the Pride celebration, it was kind of anxious making. But then Pride came and went, and that was just a riot. I only have had a few times in my life where I have actually got outside of myself and totally been in the moment and not had sort of this self-awareness that would hold me back or whatever. And that time on that float, however long we were there, it was like a nanosecond. I was totally, I didn't care how I was waving, I didn't care. It was just so fun to see all those people cheering us on and saying thank you. And it really was one of the most alive moments. And who would have, I never would have thought, oh, when I'm in a parade, that will be like one of my most aware moments. But it really was. And then Derek Moody and Cody and I, we walked back through the crowds, and people would hug us and want us to have their picture taken with us or their kids' pictures with us, because they felt like they were being a part of history by being with us, and they were, it was just great. Cody was in the parade half the time. She was marching or dancing or in the shopping carts, and she was just having a time of her life. But again, that was another time that everything was absolutely positive about that. As goofy as it was, wearing that little sash and stuff, it was so fun. It was just a celebration like I've never had before. And then the rest of the summer just blurred by, and of just fun stuff. Then, let's see, that decision came June 25th. Oh, that's right. So that's why it didn't seem like it was that. Okay, so it was anxious making at the end of May, because we'd kind of made bets in Denver when they would decide. And then when the decision came, it was, I think it wasn't nearly the shock that the Judge Shelby's ruling was. Just because you could kind of read the judges a little bit more. But that was very, very exciting. And then it got kind of crazy making. Then it intensified. And when there was a lot of talk that the Utah case or the 10th Circuit might be the case that would be. And so we started getting more scrutiny, and we started to get more national preparation. The different organizations sort of wanted to make sure that we were prepared for the national spotlight. And then those first few weeks of the court announcing the docket, oh man, that was just crazy. That was because they'd come on Tuesdays or whatever, and I would work, 45 minutes away, and so they thought it was going to come, so I canceled my class. It was just I was so happy when we were denied. It was kind of a shock at first. I mean, it was just like really? But then by the end of that day, when we were having that rally, oh my gosh, I thought I was like full of helium. I thought I could just float away. I felt like, And then we started getting texts that, our adoption's going through, we have a court date for a hearing, we have all this stuff. And I realized we weren't the only ones waiting. We weren't the only ones that all those other families, their lives are just on hold. And I was so glad they didn't have to wait anymore. And I'm glad that more and more marriages could take place, more adoptions, more families get settled, insurance can be worked out, all those life decisions. So I was glad we'd done what we'd set out to do, and someone else could have the intense scrutiny. But they have my sympathy and empathy, and but I'm glad it's them and not us. I'm glad we got to go out with our 2 wins, and we can wait with the rest of the nation for the rest. But we accomplished what we set out to do, is bringing marriage to Utah. I like it because I feel like in this big history book, we're this paragraph. I don't have to have a whole chapter, I don't have to have a whole book, but we made it, we made a difference. And we gave our time and our energy and our privacy and our commitment, and we put our lives, our lives weren't on the line, but we put our lives out there, and we actually were one of the dominoes that got things going. And we were a part of that. And, the 9 Supreme Court justices have looked at a document with my name on it, and talked about, Judge Shelby mentioned us by name in his decision. He saw us as people. We were actually the people that Howard Zinn wrote about, the people's history. We were those people that actually made a difference. And we had our moment, and I love that we had that. We get to go back. Our lives are pretty much the same. People still come up and thank us, or will ask us about it. It doesn't define who we are, but we have our little paragraph. We made a difference, and we made a difference in the state that we love, and we made a difference to the people that we live among, and that's nice.